The big opportunity is about how you use market intel. And this is such an important conversation because we know the things that ultimately drive markets are fear and opportunity. And what are we creating right now? So when you see some market intel about a property being listed and a property being sold, that's pretty rudimental. We know that we should call someone about that listing or a sale because it might change the value of their property. But when all of a sudden we start to see a new media release, we see something that's in the news headlines, something that might impact on the future sellable value of property, whether or not a bank's come out and they've told us what percentage growth they believe that we're going to have, whether or not we've seen CoreLogic come out with a particular number on growth that we've actually just had in the previous 30 days, or whether or not it's new news about what's happening in the rental market and vacancy rates, or how come there's a conversation about investors wanting to buy apartments because they believe that they're better value and the price gap between houses and units is the biggest that it's ever been, but that's now starting to close in. This is what we got to do as great real estate agents, is we find our angle. So what we made the decision to do is that we created this thing called The Edit inside of Josh Vegan Digital, where I ultimately went and I got all of the major news stories that I was reading across all the different lead sources, and I literally just collated the very best of the best to allow my agents to be more powerful in the way they're going to have good quality conversations. And what that allows you to do is to think that in the first 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds of every phone call, you've absolutely got the opportunity to really steer that in a particular direction. Jenny, I just thought I'd give you a quick call. Did you see there's some changes to what's actually happening with single parents and their ability to be able to buy properties with a 2% deposit? Did you hear about that conversation too about the First Home Super Saver Scheme and how that's now increased to $50,000? This could be an opportune time for us to put the property on the market for some of those first home buyers who I genuinely think would be looking to buy. And at the same time too, with a renewed interest from investors who are now in a position that they're seeing better value in apartments, this is probably the best time for you to be coming to the market that I've ever seen before. Now, they're true news stories, but what they allow you to do is to be able to play from a much more powerful position of not just ringing because, hey, I'm in your street today at 2 o'clock. I actually want to have a proper conversation with you because we're seeing a market trend, which we think will significantly actually increase the saleable value of your particular asset. And that's what great agents do. They're ultimately looking for the angle to give people a reason on why they should be buying today, why they should be selling today, why they should be leasing that particular property out, why they should be growing their portfolio. And when you learn to be sharp around that and you stop being about you and the listings that you need to get, and you start being about the customer and the situations that are around them, the environment they're operating in, and why it's important for them to do something today, that's when you become truly great. So sharpen up on that market knowledge, sharpen up on that market intel, and make sure that you're having better quality conversations because you've found an angle that motivates people to make a decision to do something today.